Hello, good evening, guys. Welcome back from our holiday. This is our September week one. Hi, Zihan, hi, Sinton. How are you guys doing? So, yeah, today we are supposed to enter a new September notes. Okay, but have we finished our revision just in case? I think we haven't, right? I think we haven't, right? Uh, Hang on, I just. So where were we? Can Can anyone tell me where were we? Because I kind of forgot already. Uh, Let me check. Okay, I can't for the life of me remember where were we. So okay, last week we were in the year 7 revision. Was it this one? Was it this one? Or was it this one? Was it this one? Sorry guys, I couldn't remember. It's been 2 weeks already. Year 7 revision. I think we were at the year 7 revision. Was it this one? Were we here? Were we here? So can anyone tell me? Were we here? Unit 1, was it? Sorry, I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember. Was it this one? Guys, were we here? Were we here? Zihan, Sinteng, were we here? Sorry, I couldn't remember. If there's no one, then I shall continue here. Was it? You think so, huh? Okay, so we finished plants, right? The plant system. Okay, and we finished our organ system, I think. Okay, our human skeleton. Oh, and the joints too. Okay, do you remember what is your synovial fluid? Okay, between two bones, there is this fluid in the middle called synovial fluid. And there's the soft bone called cartilage. Cartilage is the white color thing that cushions the bone. Okay, so these two, their job, these two, the fluid and the cartilage, they have the same job, which is to reduce friction or to absorb shock, right? When your joint is under stress, these two will protect your joint. Okay, and then what was it again? Yeah, there. Okay, structure of a joint. So we have that to reduce friction. The ends of the bones are covered with soft, slippery material called cartilage. Okay, the white color thing is the soft material. To lubricate the joint, the synovial membrane produces synovial fluid. So this fluid is produced by this thing to reduce friction, to lubricate, sort of like oil. Okay, this fluid is like the oil that lubricates the joint. Okay, and of course, the soft thing is like a cushion. Okay, reduce friction, or you can say it acts as a cushion. I accept this too. Guys, make sure you pay attention. Make sure you pay attention. Okay, this part is year 7, so quite important. All right, so muscle, they produce movement. They are attached to bones by tendon. This is the tendon. So when my muscle will pull on the tendon will pull on the bone. Okay, again, muscle will pull tendon will pull bone. That's how it works. Okay, so tendon is like the connection between muscle and bone. Okay, so oh, and of course we have ligament. Ligament holds the joint together to prevent dislocation. So this is the ligament. Can you see two bones here? This is bone number 1. This is bone number 2. There's a rubber band in the middle. This is your ligament. Ligament is to hold the bones together. Okay, so how muscles work? When muscles contract, pulling force is transmitted through the tendon, and then we have antagonistic muscle. I highlighted this for you. That means they work in opposite. When your bicep contract, your tricep relax. When your tricep relax, your bicep contract. So they work in opposite. This is how you bend your arm. This is how you straighten your arm. Okay. So we have done this already. Okay, so let's jump to question 3. Oh, we have done quite a few already. Oh, we already done this already. Oh, did we? Oh shit, I also forgot already. Where were we? Oh, we're at the ecosystem thing. Damn it. So far already. Okay, so pollution. I think we finished pollution. Guys, do let me know if I'm at the wrong place. Can you? Can you? Do you have your notes? Are you paying attention? Because I don't know where am I. Right? I have so many classes, so I need you to remind me. Are you guys there? Just to check with you, are you guys there? Zihan, Sintan, are you guys there? Are you guys there? Please say you are. Please don't fall asleep. This is the first week after our holiday. All right. So we were here, right? The Saving Planet one. This is page. Oh, damn it. I forgot what page is this. Oh, I forgot to put the page number. Unit 3. Unit 3. Okay, Unit 3. Saving our planet. All right. So saving planet means we conserve energy, means we save energy. We do reduce, reuse, recycle, which is 3R. Nowadays it's even 5R already. Rethink and repair. So rethink, repair, reduce, reuse, recycle. So I think it's 5R already. But you get the point, okay? Reduce, reuse, recycle is to reduce rubbish. Okay. When you reduce, you create less rubbish. When you reuse, you use back the old stuff, so that you don't create rubbish. Also, recycle means when you break something, you process it to make something new again. Okay, again you reduce your rubbish. Okay, so let's look at number 1. Do you remember what is this? Do you remember what is ecosystem? Do you remember what is a species? Okay, a species is one animal. A group of the same species is called population. Okay, and then different population together, you get a community. Okay, and then a community plus a biotic factor, you get an ecosystem. So I hope you remember this. So let's look at question 1. Okay, let's look at question 1. So can you see 4 shapes here? A, B, C, D, 4 shapes here. Different shape, they represent different organism. Let's say this is like, or this is a pond. Let's say this is fish. Okay, this pentagon is fish. This is your water weed. This is, I don't know what else, okay? So different animals. So which letter or letters represent the species belonging to the pond ecosystem? Which is a species, okay? Species is one. Species is one guy. So I have my A, B, C, and D. Can you see A is pointing to one pentagon, B is pointing to one circle, C is pointing to one triangle, D is pointing to one square. So that's your one species. Okay, so which is the population? Population is the group of the same, right? So can you see this is a group of pentagon? So G is your population. Okay, so E, F, G, H. This is your ecosystem. Okay, and then which is the community? Community is the whole thing. All these population living together. So that's your I. Okay, your population. And then D, a pond ecosystem is a combination of pond, community, and J. What is J? J is your abiotic factor. Community is your living thing. All this living thing together is a community. Ecosystem is when you plus your soil, your air, your water, your stone, okay, everything. There you see, weather, rock, soil, then you get your ecosystem. Okay, weather or rock or soil. Okay, one of it. Okay, so community and ecosystem, they are almost the same thing. It's just that ecosystem, you have the non-living thing. Okay, if you don't want to write abiotic factor, you can write the non-living component. Okay, non-living component. Let's say in a forest, you have air, you have stone, you have all these. They are the non-living components, so they are the abiotic factor, which is the same thing. Okay, number two, you have A, B, C, three types of pyramid of number. So which pyramids of numbers above fit the following food chain? So we have grass, rabbit, and fox. So this is pyramid of number. So you see, grass, rabbit, and fox, we know that there's a lot of grass, correct? Followed by less rabbit, followed by less fox. So this is a pyramid A. Okay, common sense. And then you have trees, you have monkeys, you have fleas. Okay, you have one tree. Living in one tree, you have maybe 5 monkeys. So 3 monkey, and then on every monkey, there's like 20, 30 fleas. So it should be C. Flea is kutu. Flea is kutu. Okay, so you have 1 tree, 5 monkeys, and hundreds of fleas. So pyramid C. Okay, next C, grass, insect, birds. This should be the same A. You have a lot of grass, less insect, and the least birds. Okay, only when it is like this, the pyramid is balanced, right? You cannot have more predators at the top. You should have more producers at the top, at the bottom. So 3 insect, birds. This one is like 1 tree, many insects, less birds. So this should be a B. Okay, you get what I mean? 1 tree has maybe 200 bugs. Okay, 200 insects, and then it has 10 birds. So less, more, less. Okay, this is common sense, guys. Hopefully, this is more of a common sense. Okay, so number 3, fill in the blanks by writing the process that's based on the words given below. So we start from, this is what we call a carbon cycle. Okay, carbon cycle. The 2 main characters, we have our oxygen and carbon dioxide. Hope we can recognize this. So oxygen is used by factory. This process is combustion. Because factory use oxygen to burn, then I get carbon dioxide. This one easy law. Okay, and then used by animal. Okay, you use oxygen for what? You use oxygen for what? For respiration. Right? You're doing it right now. Respiration. Okay, so you do respiration, and then let's say this animal, they die, they will decompose. This is decomposition is here. Okay, when you die, when you rot, you will also produce carbon dioxide. So you see, a lot of process you need oxygen. This thing also need oxygen. This thing also need oxygen to create carbon dioxide. And then there's only one process that converts carbon dioxide into oxygen. You see plant, you know lah. This is your photosynthesis. So write photo here. Combustion is already here. Okay, so this is what we call a carbon cycle. Okay, a carbon cycle. That means how oxygen and carbon dioxide interchange. Okay, how carbon dioxide and oxygen, they interchange. Okay, how this become this become back this. Okay, you get what I mean. So next B, based on diagram 3, state the effects of illegal logging on the nutrient cycle above. Okay, so based on this diagram, if we do illegal logging, that means we cut trees. That means we keep cutting trees, cutting trees, cutting trees. How is it going to affect the cycle? Okay, so you see, when you have less trees, you have less photosynthesis. Correct? So the first point, you have less, or you can say you have lower rate of photosynthesis. Because there's less trees now, so less photosynthesis. So what happens when you have less photosynthesis? Less carbon dioxide becomes oxygen. So you end up with more carbon dioxide in the air. You have less oxygen in the air. Right? So you can say carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. That means around us in the atmosphere increase. You have more carbon dioxide now. So this is what we call global warming lah. When you have more carbon dioxide, the earth gets hotter, right? The earth gets hotter and the polar caps, the ice melts. So you have global warming lor. That's why earth becomes hotter. Okay, I'm sure you know what I mean. Okay, C, besides logging, provide an example of activities that can reduce the tree population. So what else can you reduce trees? So many. You have forest fire. Okay, besides cutting trees down, forest fire also reduce tree. So D, give 2 steps that can be taken to maintain the oxygen and carbon gases in the air. Carbon dioxide gases, sorry. There's a typo here. So how do you maintain this thing to be in balance so that we have enough oxygen, not too much carbon dioxide, is in balance? So 2 steps. Number 1, you can say reforestation. What is reforestation? That means you plant trees back like Mr. Beast. Okay, reforestation. Number 2, you have forest reserve. Okay, forest reserve. What are forest reserve? That means something like national park. That means you make an area protected forest. Okay, you make an area of forest protected. That means no one can cut trees there, no one can do anything there. Okay, so one is to plant back the trees, one is to stop people from cutting. You can say law enforcement. I have many answers here. Okay, law enforcement, campaigns, education, okay, like me teaching you not to cut trees, so you won't do it in the future. Okay, so you know. So E1, name the processes that remove carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. How do I take carbon dioxide away? There's only one here, photosynthesis. Release carbon dioxide. What gives carbon dioxide? You see, you have many. You have decomposition, you have respiration. There's even, you can point this here. You have combustion. Okay, there's 3 here. You have combustion, or respiration, or decomposition. Okay, just choose one. Either one will do. Don't need to go crazy. So release oxygen is the reverse. This is actually the same question. You see, release oxygen means remove carbon dioxide law. So same thing, photosynthesis. Removes oxygen means release carbon dioxide, means the same thing. You see, when I release carbon dioxide, means I remove oxygen. I remove oxygen, I release carbon dioxide. So it's the same thing. So these 2 questions, they refer to the same thing. Okay, so I hope you understand. Guys, are you okay? Are you with me? Are you still there? I hope you are. I would assume you are still with me, eh? Don't fall asleep, eh? Okay, so number 4. The diagram below shows 3 species of animal living in habitat of different climates. State the climate of the habitat. So climate, climate of the habitat. So climate, climate. You can say this is cold climate. This is warm. This is warm too. Or you can say this is tropical. Do cheetahs live in tropical? More towards warm lah. I will assume this is a polar bear lah. There's no color here. I will assume this is a polar bear. Okay, so what is the habitat question here? Okay, it's okay. Right, so B shows 2 species of plants living in different habitats. So we have a normal plant. Okay, this is a normal plant. This is for sure a desert plant. Right, so explain how the differences in structure help both plants to adapt. Okay, as you can see, this is a normal tropical plant. You see this outside your house. Okay, tropical plant. And if you look at their leaves, they are very big in size. Okay, guys, bigger leaves means it's easier to lose water. You see this plant, such big leaves, they can lose water easily. But never mind, because tropical country has plenty of water. They can just absorb whatever they want. They can lose whatever they want. Cactus is different thing. Cactus, they cannot lose a lot of water because when they are in the desert, when they lose a lot of water, they will die. So instead, the thorns, the spikes are their leaves. Can you see they're very small? Why having such small leaves? Because they want to reduce water loss. And can you see the stem is very thick, so they can store water inside. Okay, so what about the roots? Okay, so you can say Q has longer roots than P. Okay, because cactus root is like very long. There's a big network down there because they want to get as much water as possible, right? So Q has longer roots than P. Why do this? This is to obtain more water. Okay, to get more water. Because they need to survive, right? So number 2, leaves. This has small leaves. So Q has smaller leaves than P. Okay, you see this leaf is a very small. This is like very big. Okay, why? This is to reduce water loss via transpiration. Guys, do you remember or do you know what is transpiration? Transpiration is when water evaporates from the leaf. You know, evaporate, you know, when you dry your clothes after you wash it, you know, if your clothes is wet, if your clothes is wet, water will evaporate. So same thing. On leaves, water will evaporate too. But this process, we don't call it evaporation, we call it transpiration. This is how plants lose water, right? Q cannot do this because if they do a lot of transpiration, since they are in the desert, they will die. But this thing, they can just evaporate whatever they want because you have plenty of water down there, right? That's why you look at forest in Malaysia. Okay, forest in Malaysia grows very well because there's plenty of water. Okay, you have water everywhere. And we rain all the time. That's why we have this. Okay, so let's look at number 5. I don't know whether you know this. Okay, I don't know whether you guys know this. This is your interaction. Okay, guys, some of you learned this in year 8. Some of you learned this in year 7. But in the Cambridge textbook, it's not mentioned. Okay, in the Cambridge textbook, they didn't mention anything about this. But I think you should learn. I think you should know. Okay, interaction. Okay, so guys, there are 3 types of interaction. Have you guys learned this in school? Have you guys learned this in school? You know what is interaction? We have 3 types of interactions. Okay, between 2 animals, there are 3 types of interaction. Number 1, you have prey predator. What is prey predator? When you have, let's say, a cat and a mouse. Okay, cats, they don't really catch mouse. When you have a tiger and a zebra, or a lion and a zebra, you see, lion eats the zebra, so prey predator. Okay, hyenas and deers, prey predator. Right, one is a strong one, which is the predator. Lion is the predator. Prey is the weak one, like zebra. Okay, and then you have something called competition. Means two same strength guy. You see, just now predator is one weak, one strong. Competition is equally strength. Okay, equal strength. Two lions fighting for same food. Two tigers fighting for shelter. Two deers fighting for mates. Okay, they are chasing after the same girl, right? Two plants fighting for sunlight. So that's competition. And of course, the last one, you have something called symbiosis. I don't know whether you guys know what is this. Symbiosis is when you have two animals living together, right? But they are not competing. They are also not eating one another, but they just live together. So in this case, we have three examples here. We have three more interactions here. We have commensalism, right? We have mutualism. We have parasitism. You know what is this? Commensalism is when one gets an advantage, one is unaffected. I'll just put plus and this sign. Okay, one gets advantage, one is not affected. Like for example, a shark and remora fish. Guys, have I talked about this before? Shark and remora fish. Do you know what is this? Do you know what is this? Guys, hang on. Let me check something real quick. Shark and remora fish. Okay, so what is shark and remora fish? Okay, can you see this shark beside there? There's like these tiny fish, small fishes following them around. Can you see that? Can you see that? Okay, so what are the fishes following them around for? They are eating what the shark is left behind. You see, sharks, when they bite, they will have like food bits dropping behind. So this remora fish, they are there to eat the remaining. You see, the shark is not losing anything. The shark is not having any disadvantage. So the shark is unaffected. But the remora fish gets advantage because they get free food. So this is called commensalism. Okay, let's say I go to your house, I eat your rubbish. I go to your house, I eat your rubbish. This is commensalism. You're not losing anything, but I get food. So commensalism, no? And then mutualism is both gets advantage. Okay, both gets advantage. Like clownfish and sea anemone. Okay, clownfish and sea anemone. Right? You know what is this? You know Nemo? Sea anemone is the 海葵 lah. Like sometimes we call it 珊瑚. So this Nemo fish, this clownfish is there to eat the dirt of the sea anemone. And then the sea anemone is like venomous, right? So they protect this clownfish. So it's that they help each other. Both gets advantage. Okay, and of course, what is parasitism? This is one gets advantage, one gets disadvantage. Like for example, any parasites. You know parasite? You see parasitism, parasite. Like you and mosquito. Mosquito sucks your blood. Mosquito gets advantage. You lose something. You get disease. Okay, so one gets advantage, one gets disadvantage. So these three, they are under your symbiosis. They are two animals living together for a long time. You see, shark and remora fish, they keep living together. Clownfish and anemone, they keep living together. Mosquito and humans, we keep living together. So these three, they are neither prey predator nor competition. They are symbiosis. Okay, so tiger and deer, let's look at the first one. Tiger and deer, this is obviously prey predator. Okay, so explanation. So you can say tiger, which is the predator, eats the deer. The deer is the prey. Okay, usually predator, they can run very fast. They have very strong teeth and jaw. They have very sharp claw because they need to tear the prey apart. And usually preys, they have very good eyes. They can run easily. They have no sharp teeth, no sharp claw, whatever. Their job is just to run. But tigers, they're very, very good eyesight in front so that they can catch the prey. Okay, so you know what I mean, lah. You look at tigers, they're very fierce, but you look at deers, they just look very innocent and dumb. Predator has this fierce look to them, whereas deer has this very, very noob face to them. Okay, they just look very noob. They just look they just look dumb. Okay, so trees and trees, they are the same. So this is competition. Okay, so they compete for what? For space, for sunlight, for nutrient, for water. Plants, they compete for these things. Whereas for animals, we compete for space as well. Nutrient, mate, as in M-A-T-E, mate. You fight for the same girl, you fight for the same guy. You fight for water too. Okay, shark and remora fish. I told you this. This is commensalism. Okay, commensalism. So shark. Okay, this shark, right? Shark is called the host. The big guy is the host, right? If you come to my house, I'm the host, right? So shark is the host. Shark is not harmed. A shark is not harmed. Whereas remora fish, this guy is called the commensal. Okay, commensal. Right? They get food. Okay, they obtain food, free food. So they get the advantage lah. Remora fish gets the advantage. Shark is not affected. Okay, so you see, sharks, they don't normally bother with the remora fish one. They just let them be, right? I mean, you might say, sir, why the sharks don't chase them away? Because there's no need to, right? If there's a homeless guy that goes through your rubbish bin every day to get food, will you chase the guy away? No, you just leave him be, right? So next, clownfish and anemone. I talked about this just now. This is your mutualism. So clownfish gets shelter. The sea anemone, we can say clownfish cleans the sea anemone. Okay, clownfish will eat the dirt on the sea anemone, right? The sanhu, let's say they are dirty, the clownfish will eat the dirty stuff away. So it's like cleaning for them. Right, lichen. Now, what is lichen? Lichen is your qingtai. I don't know whether you know what is this. Sometimes you go to forest, right? You see trees, right? Trees will never be clean and brown. There will be some kind of green stuff growing on trees. That is called your lichen. Lichen. This thing you see, they grow on tree trunks. All right. So lichen is I mean, it looks like moss, but it's different. Okay, lichen actually has two layers. Lichen has two layers. You have a layer of algae growing on top, and you have a layer of fungus growing underneath. Okay, let me just explain this. Okay, you have a layer. Okay, let's say sunlight comes from the top. You have algae at the top, and you have fungi at the bottom. You know, it's algae. You want to call some they call it algae. I call it algae. What is algae? Algae, they are tiny plants. They get sunlight. Okay, they do photosynthesis. They get sunlight. What is fungi? Fungi is a mushroom lah. Okay, fungi's job is to decompose, is to break down dead bodies. So you see, they help each other. Algae will do photosynthesis and give food to fungi. Fungi will break down whatever dead body that is down there and give nutrient to the algae. So it's like helping each other. Lor. So this is mutualism. Okay, mutualism. So you can say the algae obtains organic materials, which is dead body stuff, and then your fungi obtains nutrients. I break stuff down for you, you make food for me. So it's like helping each other. Lor. Okay, mutualism. So next, barnacles on whales. Guys, do you know what is a barnacle? Do you know what are barnacles? They are everywhere. Right? They are everywhere. You see, they stick to the bottom, to the tail of a whale. You see, all these pimple-looking stuff. They are the barnacles. Okay, they stick to everything. They stick to your boats. Okay, they stick to whales. They stick to everything. You see, they even stick to sea turtle everywhere. You see, they look disgusting, isn't it? Okay, they stick to everything. Are they? They stick to sea turtle. This thing is actually harmless. This thing is actually harmless. Okay, the sea turtle is not losing anything. But if they grow in large amount like this is actually harmful. Okay, because if they go too, if there's too many barnacles, it affects the sea turtle from swimming. So you see, originally this is commensalism. This is commensalism. Okay, commensalism. So whale is unaffected or not harmed, but the barnacles get free transport. It's like a taxi. You get to hitch a ride, right? The whale will fetch you everywhere without charging you stuff. Okay, so originally this thing is commensalism, but if they grow in large amount that you cannot swim, it makes you sink. This will become parasitism. So you see, sometimes things will change, right? You see some sea turtles, they grow so many. This is disgusting, isn't it? You see, they grow so many that they affect them swimming. So some animal rescue people some those animal rescue people. Okay, they will rescue the sea turtle. They will clean the barnacles for them, and then they put them back into the sea. Oh, okay, you see, this is a bad thing. He cannot swim because this barnacle is like carrying extra weight on your back, so it affects you. Right? China, they eat this. In China, they eat barnacles. They will scrape the barnacle off sea turtle and they cook them. All kinds of things they eat. Right? So Rafflesia and bracket fungus are Rafflesia. Guys, this is so-called the Bawanghua. The flower you see in Sarawak. It's not actually a flower. This is actually a parasite. Okay, so this is parasitism. So they will grow near any tree and they will suck their nutrient. Okay, so we can say the Rafflesia obtains nutrient, whereas the tree loses nutrient. Or you can say the tree is harmed. Okay, so Rafflesia is the parasite. Okay, Rafflesia is the parasite. Okay, so many examples. Tapeworm and humans. I don't know whether you know what is a tapeworm, right? If you eat raw food and you happen to swallow a tapeworm, they will grow inside your gut, they will grow inside your stomach, and then they will start sucking your nutrient away. And then you start to lose weight because your nutrients are being sucked away. Okay, I hope this makes sense. Right, so next, let's look at P. Okay, what is this actually? What is P? Okay, this guy is the sea anemone. just like what just now Nemo used to clean. Now what is this? This is what we call a hermit crab. Okay, you know what is a hermit crab? Sometimes, okay, hermit crab is a lone ranger. They don't live with others. Hermit means they are alone, right? Hermit crab, they like to be alone. So you see, hermit crab, how do they protect themselves? They have a shell, and sometimes they carry a sea anemone with them, because this thing is poisonous. So it protects them. It's like a, hey, this thing looks quite pretty though. You see, hermit crab and sea anemone. You see, they grow together. It's like this crab is wearing a hat. There, you see, the right hand side is the hermit crab, and then can you see the red color they are wearing? That's the sea anemone. It's protecting them. So in return, the hermit crab carries this thing around like a free transport. So this is mutualism. You help me, I help you. Okay, mutualism. How do the organisms interact? So you can say the hermit crab gets protection, whereas the sea anemone gets free transport. Okay, so they help each other. Lor. You help me, I help you. Lor. All right, so C, give another example of interaction Q. We know that this is parasitism, Rafflesia. So another example, you have tapeworm and humans. Okay, there's a chance of you getting this if you eat raw food. If you like to eat raw food, there's a chance of you getting tapeworm. So just be careful. So what is R? This is obviously prey predator. The frog is the prey, the snake is the predator. How does a parasite differ from a predator? Okay, so how is this guy differ from this guy? Okay, you can say predator kills a prey immediately, whereas a parasite kills a host slowly. Or you can even say it doesn't kill the host. Because you see, if the Rafflesia were to kill this tree, the Rafflesia will die too. Isn't it? So I have to suck their nutrient just enough so that they don't die. They keep giving me nutrient. You get what I mean? Right? Predator is different. Predator, I immediately want to kill my prey. But this Rafflesia, they want to do it just nice so that the tree doesn't die, but they get nutrient. They keep getting nutrient without stopping. So that's the difference. Okay, between a predator and a parasite. Okay. And usually, one more thing, parasite usually lives together with the host. Okay, parasite host, they live together. But prey and predator, they don't live together. You don't see a frog living together with a snake. This one they live together, this one they don't live together. Okay, so many things you can write here. Okay, so guys, I hope you learned something new here. I mean, I don't know why in Cambridge syllabus they don't include this. Some of your schools will teach this because I think it's really important. Guys, have you learned this before? Have you learned this before? Maybe your teacher has taught you this. Okay, maybe no. Either way, I still think you need to learn because next time when you go for biology, you're still learning this. Okay, you're not running away. And plus, it's interesting, guys. This is easy, really easy stuff. Okay, I hope it makes sense. Okay, so next, moving on, let's go to classification and variation. We have like 9 minutes left. Okay, so this is classification. See if I can finish this. Okay, so what is classification? Basically, how do we sort animals and plants in different groups? Okay, for all we know, during your primary school, you only learn like what? Plant has two types. You have flowering and non-flowering. Correct? 开花跟无花. Okay, a plant that has flower and a plant that has no flower. And then animals, we have vertebrates and invertebrates. right? Right? But of course, it's not going to be this easy because you see, there are millions of types of animals and plants in the world. We have to use something more sophisticated and more complicated to sort them because it's not easy to sort them. So a species is a group of organisms that share the same characteristic. Okay, we know that what is a species? Like me and you, we are humans, we have the same species. We are the same species. We are the same. We have the same characteristic. Okay, you have two eyes, I have two eyes. You give birth, I give birth. You don't lay eggs, right? I don't lay eggs too, right? You're warm-blooded, I'm warm-blooded. So we are the same characteristic. So organisms that belong to the same species can breed with each other. Okay, humans can breed with humans, but humans cannot breed with monkeys, although we look almost the same. Okay, because we don't belong to the same species, right? So grouping organism is called classification. Okay, so we start from kingdoms. Okay, we have 5 kingdoms. All right, 5 kingdoms. We have animal, plant, fungi, protists, and Monera. Okay, what is a protist? Protist is like a higher class bacteria. Okay, Monera is bacteria, by the way. Is it mentioned? Okay, it's okay. Okay, Monera is, okay, fungi, you know lah. Fungi is like mushroom. Monera is like your bacteria. Protist is like a higher class bacteria. Okay, it's more complicated than a bacteria, but it's less complicated than an animal and plant. So they're like right between. You see, bacteria is very small. Animal is very complicated. So between them, that's your protist. Okay, they are not as complicated, but not as simple. So they're like halfway in between. They're still small. Okay, they're still small. Like, you know what is paramecium? You know what is amoeba? They belong to the protist group. Okay, more complicated than bacteria, but not as complicated as humans. Okay, so and then you have your phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. You see, like us and gorilla, we belong to the same genus, but we are not the same species. That's why us and, let's say, chimpanzee and bonobos and the silverback gorilla, we belong to the same genus, but we don't belong to the same species. Okay, we don't belong to the same species. So I'm sure you heard of what is a family. Okay, like, you know, the feline family, the cat family. You look at most cats, they look the same. You look at tiger, you look at lions, you look at cheetahs, panther, jaguar, even your house cat. You see, they look the same one. They not the same look the same. They almost look the same because they belong to the same family, right? Like the wolf family, you have dogs. You have most wolves. They look like dogs because they belong to the same family. Okay, so anyway, we have 5 kingdoms. Of course, we don't learn so complicated lah. We same thing. We learn invertebrate and vertebrate. This one you know lah. This is without backbone. This is no backbone. This is with backbone. Okay, so I think you already know this. Okay, so this one is a bit more complicated. Invertebrate has like 7 types. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 types. Okay, so we have jellyfish. Okay, yeah, jellyfish is part of invertebrates too. Okay, they have soft body, they have tentacles. Okay, like box jellyfish, sea anemone is part of jellyfish, right? Sir, I thought sea anemone is like, are they? This is a type of jellyfish. Sounds crazy, right? Okay, and then you have coral. Coral is like hardened one. It's the same thing, right? You have flatworms. As the name says, they are flat body, like tapeworms. And then you have annelid worm. Annelid worm means you have rings on them, like earthworm. You look at earthworm, they have rings around them. So that's your annelid worm. And then you have nematode worm. Nematode worm means they are like annelid, but they have no rings. They have no rings like pinworm. Okay, so these two, they are really similar. Okay, they are both round. They're both cylinder, but one is with rings, one is without rings. Okay, arthropod, this is your insect. Okay, any hard body invertebrates. Okay, like you see, spider is part of here. Scorpions, crustaceans. Crustaceans is like sea lah. Okay, shrimps and crabs, centipede, millipede. As long as you have hard outer shell, not say hard like not fully hard lah, like insects lah. Okay, so we call them arthropods. And then mollusk. Mollusk is with shell, hard shell, like snail. Snail has one hard shell, right? Slugs, octopus, mussels, squid, scallops, limpets. right? And then of course you have echinoderms. Echinoderms, they have spiny skin, they have spikes, right? Like sea urchin. So these are all invertebrates, no backbone. And as you can see, they are very small in size. I don't care whether it's jellyfish, flatworm, annelid, whatever worm, arthropod, mollusk, echinoderms, they are all very small in size. Whereas vertebrates, we are very big in size. Okay, you see fish, amphibian, reptiles, birds, mammals, we are very big in size. Okay, so fish, this one you already know lah. Okay, I put a star here. This one will come out in exam if they ask back on year 7 stuff, right? Because this is what you learn in primary school. You learn this in primary school, right? Okay, you have your fish. Fish has scales and fins, like your barracuda and shark. Amphibians, right? They have smooth skin, wet skin, moist skin, like your frogs. Reptiles, like your crocodile, they have dry skin, scaly skin. Okay, like snakes, lizard. Turtle is reptiles. Turtle is not an amphibian. Right? I mean, you might say, sir, turtle can live on land and in water, right? Yes, correct, but they are not amphibians, they are reptiles. Right? And then we have birds, they have feathers. Okay, mammals, we have fur. That's the difference. You see, when you look at a bird, you look at a chicken, they have feathers. You look at dogs, you look at cats, they have fur. Us, we have hair. So fur and hair. Fur and hair, they are mammals. Okay, feather is like birds. Okay, this one you know. Okay, let me finish this. So we have plants. Plants, you have 5 types here. As you can see, the size just keep increasing. Algae is the smallest, you see. No root, no stem, no leaf, seaweed. Moss, you know those that grow on trees, moss, they have no root, but they have spore. Okay, they have leaves too. Umbrella liverwort. Okay, these are what we call liverwort mosses. Fern, even bigger. Fern, they have root, they have stem, they have spores, they have leaves, everything. Okay, and then you have conifer. Conifer is like a tree. You know your Christmas tree? Christmas tree is a conifer. You see, from very small to bigger to bigger to biggest. Conifer is like the biggest. Okay, and of course, the most complicated is flowering plant. This is the only plant that produces flower. All these 4 has no flower. Okay, algae, moss, fern, conifer, they have no flower. They don't produce seed. They don't produce fruit. Flowering plant, they produce seed and fruit. You see, they produce seed, they produce fruit, they produce flower. Okay, so all these lah. Basically, all the fruits you eat, all the flowers you see, they are all flowering plants, right? They are the most complicated to study because there's so many parts to learn about them. Okay, so I will stop here. Okay, next week we will go into variation. There's not much exercise here actually, because this is quite easy. Okay, so I hope you get your September notes by next week, huh? Okay, we are still using your August note for now. Okay, so next week, hopefully we'll finish this first before we jump to September notes. Okay, so I will see you again next week. Have a happy Monday. Good night and see you soon. Okay, so take care. See you. Bye-bye.